Hello everybody, how's it going? Oop, I have like a tiny gap in my green screen. Let's fix that. There we go. Hey everyone, I'm Jack, UI UX designer, illustrator, animator, still have a gap, donut connoisseur. Welcome everybody. Hope you had a great Fat Tuesday last week. Hope you got some funchkis or some pancakes. It's pancake day as well. I feel like somebody said it was like sticky bun day or something too, so yeah. Of course, I'm feeling fat and happy. Oliver's joining, Garrett's here, Corey and Nick. How's everybody doing? I had a brief moment where I considered changing my background from winter to something more spring themed, but then we got snow, so I guess winter is still here. So unfortunately, I've still got winter in the background. Once we finally get rid of the snow, I will switch it out. Alright, so I'm going to switch over so we can see. Yeah, Corey's saying thankfully the snow has mostly disappeared over the course of the day. Indeed. It's very quiet today on Behance. Let me know how everybody's doing. I've noticed not a lot of people hanging out. Although I know Sarah Mapes wasn't streaming, and I think Odari has power outage going on, so not the usual crew hanging out, but that's okay. Alright, here we are. This is exciting. I'm excited. You can be excited with me, those of you that are joining. Because I'm excited about this. So, those of you that don't, maybe you don't know, maybe you do. So, over the last year, actually for a while now, I had been trying to get a project off the ground with Big Mouth Donut, doing a donut brand, a local brand here in town. I did a bunch of stuff on the stream. The good news is I did see them over the weekend, and they are still very interested in working together in some capacity, but obviously their attention is entirely devoted to their business. They don't really have anybody in charge of managing operations, and so it's just kind of been sitting. The person there had said to me, like, yeah, I saw your emails, I just haven't had a chance to look at them. So that project isn't necessarily dead, but it's kind of like been put on the back burner in terms of priorities. But that being said, I do have this new coffee brand, which is spun off of a project that I worked on the stream last year. Similar kind of, similar group of people, same group of people, and I'm actually I put the link to it in the chat, and I believe I showed this off on the stream before, but, so this is Buildings and Food. Worked on this brand, I feel like last year on the stream. I don't recall exactly when it was, but this was a lot of fun. They're a great group of folks, and Corey put together the website for them, which doesn't load the fancy animation because I've already opened this website before, so. But, very cool stuff. Anyways, oh, interesting. I'm going to be working on a coffee brand that's kind of a spin-off here. I've already been in conversation with them back and forth. This was an interesting project because they actually didn't have a name initially, so I was kind of like sort of watching the whole thing evolve from the ground up, which is a really interesting perspective, I think, to have. But I've gotten some feedback, and this is kind of like the latest iteration of this. I've actually got, let me pull up the file here. I've been using the, where is it? The Sherper review stuff for this, so I'm gonna find that link for you. Sorry if you can hear my dog in the background going to town on one of his toys. Let's see. Oh, I found the link. Here it is. I really like this feature, so I want to show it off if you guys have never used this for communication with clients. So this is, you can see over here, they've kind of gone and left some feedback on things that they like. Direction, and we started with I just kind of jotted down from our conversation their sort of brand traits that I kind of identified that they want, and then we pulled some, I like to pull, when I'm making a mood board like this, a variety of imagery and styles, and see kind of where they gravitate towards. I think, like, it's an interesting mix of like really retro stuff and like also I don't know. There's a pretty interesting mix here of stuff. Anyways, some more like colorful geometric stuff. Anyways, the point of all this is to say this is kind of where we've arrived at thus far, is this kind of like style down here. I forget what Will had mentioned here about the he kept referring to it as something and I can't recall it now. Antique futurist. Yeah, Corey's got it. Antique futurism is sort of what we're going for. Sent me along a bunch of references to Foundation, the show that I don't know what that's on, what streaming service it's on. Apple TV. Foundation on Apple TV is kind of like the inspiration for this. There we go. We got some inspo. This is not Foundation. This is oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the name of that movie with the monolith. Anyways, one thing that I did notice for right off the bat, 2001, yeah, Corey's got the name. One thing I did notice right off the bat is I actually worked on this on my PC over here, and I have a monitor connected to this, and the colors are way off on this monitor, and they were like, oh, we want to see like some brighter colors, and I was like, what do you, and then I opened up my Mac and I'm like, wow, these colors are completely different. So I do need to do a lot of work on this to just right off the bat, I think, bring everything up. 2001 A Space Odyssey, yes, thank you, Corey. If you've ever seen that movie, very wild journey that movie is. Anyways, I want to just immediately go and brighten up these colors because they are too dark, not as bright as I wanted them to be. I also went through and pulled a bunch of references to some things that I thought I might want to explore, some ideas that I liked from a couple of my books. I don't have a ton of stuff pulled, but you know, we've got logo, which I've shown for the challenges, and then I pulled a bunch of stuff here from some other these From books, which are really cool, which are from Counterprint. And I've got I pulled the From Japan because it had a lot of good packaging stuff. I have some ideas marked in here for packaging. From Latin America, I think this was also a packaging kind of a thing that I liked in here. Yeah, this is a packaging thing. And then I pulled some stuff from Eastern Europe. I thought that kind of like went with the vibe. This book probably got the closest to what I was kind of looking for. And then I pulled a couple of things from this From Africa book. I didn't think to go this route initially, but if you've ever seen Hust Wilson's stuff, I actually think it might work, and I might explore some of these ideas. Which I wasn't originally thinking, but Hust does these kind of like interesting letter stuff. I don't know. Just kind of an idea that I thought maybe it could be fun to explore. I think this is also going to be similarly to Buildings and Food, although maybe not exactly. Probably going to be more of a geometric type of a logo versus something that's more organic, especially given the references that we're kind of riffing off of, the mood board stuff. But I lost my train of thought. Corey asked me to explain what Peristyle is, and Peristyle is like a columned courtyard, like a, I don't know how to describe it, sort of like a garden surrounded by columns. I wish that I had like a better visual for you. If you just search Peristyle, you get like a blueprint image, I think, that sort of shows you what it looks like, or you can just kind of look at it. It's basically just like an interior, like if you were looking at a building, right, and it had like a center area that was like a garden in it, versus like a building that's, you know, doesn't have a central... It's like a garden surrounded by a building, but also usually lined with columns. I think I've got that right. Oh!
I wanted to show off my book.
Yeah, you wanted to show off your book. Alright, that's fine. I think the color might key out because it's very green, as most of these sort of sci-fi books are. But this is Isaac Asimov's Foundation. So this is sort of the, I guess, the vibe we're going for. Although this is the book, and it's quite different than the show, I would say. Not in terms of content, but just in terms of, like, this is a lot more classic sci-fi, I guess what we're now calling retrofuturism as a style. Although I don't think we're really going for, it's sort of like retrofuturist, but not in the like trendy way. I don't know if that makes sense, but anyways. Corey wanted to show off Asimov. Anyways, colors. I'm gonna lighten these colors. If anyone has any questions or is curious about to not understanding anything that I'm saying, or yeah, anything at all, let me know as I kind of get to work on this. I'm gonna brighten these colors up a lot because they are way off of what I kind of intended. Like, I wanted this to be a dark green, but that is way too dark and not the color I wanted. There we go. Just kind of going through and kind of brightening all this up. There we go. Not at all. There we go. The colors that I wanted. It's looking better already. Be careful with this green. I might need to do some adjusting. Yeah, these are all should be a lot lighter. Then I'm gonna get into like client feedback a little bit here. Yeah, you gotta be careful with these colors. Might have to go with that. There you go. I was trying to do like a gradation. And this color I wanted like a really blue. I'd like to get a little bit lighter on this, if I can. And a little bit lighter on this, if I can. There we go. These are a lot more in line with what I had on my screen, and I'm not sure what happened. I'm gonna have to like adjust the color calibration on that in this monitor, which I had done before, but I'm not sure what went wrong. That's better. So much better now. Alright. And then I was kind of playing with this idea here. Let me just make sure I've got all the notes kind of accounted for. One of them was the colors. Joshua Merrill, welcome to the stream. Umacorn's here, welcome, Umacorn. Umacorn's also a streamer here on Behance. Umacorn was live a little bit earlier today working on some 3D stuff. So I already was playing with this idea of the columns with the negative space. They really like these two fonts in particular, and I believe they also kind of liked this one, but these two seem to be the most popular. This font I grabbed, but because I really liked this kind of look, but I didn't think it was the right feel. So I kind of introduced that idea down here, and I don't know if it's 100% working, but then I was just kind of playing with those shapes. Just kind of like, I don't know what it is about this, them and their like, I always tend to go with like negative space type of stuff, for some reason. That's kind of what we did with buildings and food, but maybe that's just my kind of personal preference, but we'll see. Alright, let me double check on these colors. We would like to see this palette, but with a jewel blue instead of the burgundy. Alright, so I'm going to pull this up here. I know that they also want to see the brand, like, some of this stuff in colors, so we might also play with that idea, but I'm going to grab this, and what do you guys think is a jewel blue? I'm thinking maybe like this color for a jewel blue. I'm actually going to tone this down. Gotta bring it back down a little bit. And then we'll bring this back down a little bit too. Something like that. I really do like this blue in particular. I think it would look really striking. I just have to get the right color combination. And then, yeah, the hot pink. Hot pinks. I think I'm gonna go with that color combination. Let's do the same thing. And then I'm actually gonna do what Charlie suggested and grab this color. Alright. I worry about the mix of, you gotta be a bit careful with reds and greens. This might be not so great. Let's try it actually with this color palette instead. It might work a little bit better. And then let's change this to be, here we are, blue. This might be a better option than that. Alright, these colors look, everything looks better now. I think so anyways. Okay. Looks good. Checking the chat. Megan says, yes, it looks very sapphire. Yes, definitely. Corey likes the last one with the red and blue. This one? Let me know. Looks like the cover of my book, LOL. Which color palette? Corey. Lewis says, it looks great. Also, welcome, Lewis. Joshua says, I love working with negative space. Corey says, I dig the negative space here. Yeah, I try to always, both of blues, okay. I'm always trying to think about, like, opportunities when I'm putting together ideas for a brand, and we might, like, this is not the end-all and be-all, right? But this starts to give us ideas to play with, like, this is starting to develop, like, a system. So this gives us, this is like, so far we just have type, really, and, you know, pulling some of those shapes out. So, but, like, we're starting to establish, like, a look and feel that could work. Like, I could see this being, like, used as, like, a pattern, which I was trying to do here a little bit, but Cora likes both of the blues. Alright, but I don't want to get too into, like, the weeds of, like, picking colors and stuff today, and, like, fonts and colors. I can do that on my own time. What you guys want to see is some explorations with some shapes. Some shape exploration. So I'm actually going to remove this. And we're just going to focus on ideas like this today. So another kind of idea that I had for this, I don't know if it's gonna work. I might actually need to grab this shape. I'm gonna turn it. And I'm gonna pull it down. So I'm trying to combine ideas here with like the... I might need to make sure I've got my blends stuff in the right order. I like the idea of using a blend to kind of indicate the, oh, you know what else I need to do? Actually make this centered. Come on. But I need to change some of those shapes up a bit. Like, you can see what we can... That happens. There's kind of a way of fixing it. So, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So, let's go to... See if we can get this to be a singular... shape. And in order to do that, I might need to pull this up a little bit and merge them. Alright, so now if I zoom in, you can see it's starting to make you slightly nauseous. Let's make sure we've got everything, oh my gosh, aligned. Because that's important. I'm going to delete one of these points and then delete this point and then join them. So I want these to be, you'll see in a minute. I want to control how this blends, and in order to do that, I need to make sure that essentially I have the same number of points. And so I need to do a little bit of cleanup here. Go. Move this over here. Get rid of the group. And then I'm going to copy and paste this. This may still not work, but this will get me closer to what I have in mind. So I'm pulling all of this out. All of this is going to be aligned. And we're going to convert everything to anchor to corner points. Move this over. Make sure you've got smart guides on. And then we're going to align this. Okay, so now we have a shape here that's got all of the same points in all the same places. So now when we make a blend, it should blend a little bit cleaner. It should. Oh, I don't have this in the right stacking order. You have to make sure that you have everything, like, if I look at my layers panel over here, I've got 1, 2, 3. Otherwise, if it's in the opposite order, it's going to blend from here to here and then to here, and I want it to go from left to right or right to left. And you can see it's blending a lot cleaner now. Still maybe not the right kind of a thing. This might be something that I might need to do just kind of like manually. So I would do something like this. And kind of pull those shapes out. I don't know. It's an idea. See? Something like that. I would probably decrease the space here and increase the space between these. Den, welcome to the stream. And then flip it. Just kind of an interesting idea that I might play with. Just gonna kind of put it down there. Adds a little bit of movement. I lost my train of thought. Oh, I keep pulling up the wrong thing. We could also play with the actual, like I mentioned, like the blueprint idea. I don't know if that makes anything that's interesting. I would probably want to do this in a square. So that's what I'm gonna do. Another kind of idea while I'm looking at this. What if we did a blend like this? Kind of an interesting idea. I don't really know if there's anything there, but we also have to relate it back to coffee somehow. Lots of things. Ooh, I love courses. I love the idea of invoking a blend, like an esoteric incantation, or also just like a blend, like a coffee blend. You know, I think that works too, right? Could be kind of fun. course saying yes, I don't think Charlie does blends well. Yeah, no. We could also play with the actual, like perspective in some way. Maybe there's some kind of imagery we can pull from this. Kind of reminds me of like a coffee, what are the words I'm looking for? Words are hard. Do like another blend here. I mean, this is very literal, but we can start to like really break these shapes apart. So now that I've got that, I'll actually go back here and I'll just increase the weight of this. It's kind of a way to like you know, I don't know, maybe there's something there. Ooh, I kind of also just like the way that that looks on its own. That's like an idea. Yeah, I kind of dig that. I don't know what we can do with it, but happy accident. Josh says I've been enjoying wine blends lately too. Unicorn says drip filter? Yeah, kind of like a filter. A coffee filter. We can kind of like play with that idea. Then again, I guess we could do the same thing kind of like with this shape. Right? If we kind of like could get there. We'd have to work on it, but actually, yeah. I don't know. I don't know how that would work. Throw that over there in the pile. I really dig this. I don't know how I can make it work. I feel like there would need to be more. This is a little bit heavy though, is my only fear. There would need to be something a little bit, like some kind of negative space or something added in here to make this work. It's a little strong. This is kind of a cool idea. I feel like this would all benefit from having an arbitrary but heavier line in the center. Maybe. I don't know. It's an interesting idea. Corey and Unicorn both like the idea on the opposite side. We could also play. I really. It would be cool if we could get a shape. If we could like get some. I'm almost tempted to incorporate this shape into this as well. I'm actually gonna copy this. Let me show you what I mean. Let's make this white. Oh, my appearance. I'll drag this down here. By the end of, you know, when I'm working in Illustrator, usually by the end it's chaos, so. Or like maybe even like a darker color. I'm wondering if there's a way to like, you know, add something to this, or I don't know. You know what I mean? Let's see, let's pull this idea, because this is an idea that I now have decided to explore. What if we go with... or like something like this? I'm not sure. I'm trying to think how I can get like a stronger silhouette. Well, that's not what I wanted to do when you hit enter too fast. I almost feel like this should be white. Let's use our shape builder here. I don't think this is gonna work. I have to do each one individually. Let's undo that. Nope. I thought I was gonna be able to make my life easier, but I guess not. Maybe you can kind of see what I'm trying to do here. Oh, this is a mess. Maybe this is too zebra stripey. Oh my gosh. Come on, Illustrator. You are having a time today. There's probably an easier way that I'm overlooking to do this, but you know. While I'm not looking at the chat, somebody's probably yelling it at me. That's kind of a cool thing. Love happy accents. I did grab my iPad. I don't think we're going to use it though today because this is sort of a very organic, or not inorganic type of a thing. We're working with like architectural elements here, so I don't think it makes sense to pull out the iPad for sketching. Although we'll see. If I need it, I do have it next to me. I just want to see what I can do with these shapes for the time being. Maybe these do need to be covered up like this. I don't know. Happy little accents. What if it was inverted? Garrett to say. White on black. We can see what that looks like. Avatar says great, thank you. Sean's here. Hi, Sean. Alright, let's grab this. Gareth wants to see what it looks like. I'm assuming you mean this on what do you mean? Let me know which one you mean, Gareth. We could do this. Leaving this black. Okay. Make this white. And make this. Oh, what is happening? Come on, you can do it. White. This would probably need to be dark. Maybe. Ooh, I kind of like that. It kind of draws your eye. Kind of similar to this. First, is there something compelling about just the dots and the square too? My eye keeps going back to it. Garrus says, yeah, that's what I meant. It's certainly a little less heavy. This one feels very heavy, and this one also feels quite heavy. This one could be cool with like a free transform up here. Alternating kind of a thing. Maybe. We'll see. This is early days in this project, so maybe it's a little too, like, silly. I feel like it's a little too silly. That's a little too much. What was the thought? Alright, the dots. Although if we went this route, I'd probably want to do something with that top part. Yeah, I don't know. For me, there's just something that I want, like, I just want, like, a... I don't know how to describe it. What I'm looking for is, like, a... just like somehow get like the look. I don't know. I'm trying to describe. Alright. Let's look at Peristyle diagram. The trouble is, it's just not very, like... There's a lot of, like, negative space to the center, unless you, like, do, like, a... full-on... some kind of, like, garden from the top down. I'm not sure. John says white and white is always lighter. That's true. Let's take a look at some of the things I was looking at here. I really liked this idea of like, where is it? I also liked this idea, but I don't know if it'll be too much. Let's see if you can actually see me. Of like the text being like broken up and kind of stacked, like split, but I don't know if I don't really know if that's, I don't know, I'm not like worried about legibility with that sort of a thing. So I don't know if that's gonna work. I don't know why some of these I don't remember why I actually like saved the pages. Oh, here was another idea that I liked with like the negative space. We could try something like that. Like, that's an E, but it's just made out of, like, the same repeating shapes. I'm not sure. Like, I don't know how they feel about, like, a monogram kind of a look, but I kind of liked that idea. Even if it's just, like, we explore that letter idea and it doesn't actually end up being, you know, the thing. Anyways. That didn't really help me very much, other than, like, I really liked how that... Almost like taking this idea and doing the inverse of it, so like white on black. Like, is there something there in those shapes that we can make work? Not sure. We're saying Peristyle PS evokes correspondence. Oh, that's an interesting idea. Since I know they're planning on doing like a what's the word I'm looking for? Subscription type of a thing? Like a coffee subscription type of a thing. Right here. Could potentially call back to the parent brand with a window, like the shape inside of the black rectangle. I know! I just didn't want to be too on the nose with it. Like, that's what I was afraid of. Like, I'm starting with, like, again, very geometric shapes here. And I don't want to, like, just repeat the past, so to speak, in so many ways. Let me see here. We can even use... if we did like this. I don't know if this is anything. Kind of looks like a wall. Not really what I was going for. Okay, finish the call back to the parent brand with a window. I like that shape inside of the black rectangle. Well, now I've lost it. Which shape specifically? Because, this is kind of a mess. This shape? I mean, this shape is certainly more window-like to me anyways. I don't know what's happening at the top here. I think it's just extra points. like black around it so you have the whole rectangle. It was just a pleasing shape. Yeah, I see that. I don't know what is happening right now on my phone. I just searched Peristyle top down. It's not really doing anything for me. I just want to look at some of the images that were sent over from them again. It's mostly foundation stuff. Oh, what did I do over here? Did I break something? Heck. Oh, I reversed this. That happens, I think, sometimes. Did I? Yeah. I just need to click on one of these points. There we go. But does any of this fit with the type? I feel like that's just like a totally different vibe. I had something going and then it kind of fell apart. I keep wanting to add perspective to this. I can't help it. We could do like, this is an interesting idea. Maybe. It's probably like way too intense, but kind of interesting. Very sci-fi. The footprint. I don't know what you're talking about. Corey says, oh, the footprint. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's pull this over here. That's another kind of thing that we're playing with. when you just had the one in perspective. Just this? Yeah, I mean, I kind of like this idea. I don't know if it is anything. It's probably easier here to do this. Group. Anyways, this is generally how I would start doing a project like this. Your process may vary. Oh, because I have like duplicates. Interesting. We'll see if we can visually separate these after I get all this done. Or maybe it doesn't need it. Not sure. This is probably more illustrative than I want to go. I don't know how there are things still grouped. I don't know. It's probably way too detailed. I'm just gonna leave this idea over here as well. Could do like a this is anything. I just want to end up with like a shape in the middle. I'm gonna just draw that by hand. I love how I said I was gonna work on like some kind of something with a letter, and then I was like, nah, I changed my mind. I really wish that this one had more alternate characters, but it does not. Which is kind of unfortunate. I don't want it to be cute, too cute. Hi there, welcome to the stream. Oh. This one only has lower cases as the alternate characters. Looks like. Yeah. I don't know. Are there any particular directions people are feeling? Haters suggesting I use 3D. Well, I'm probably not gonna use the 3D today. kind of gets that idea I was talking about, having things like, I don't know, slightly fragmented. Like splitting the letters and dividing them and moving them off the set. Let's use a divide. Come on. See, I like the idea, but I don't think it's gonna work. It might be a stronger idea if we used it as like a ladder mark. So if I copy this to keep it my copy. I actually don't think that works very well, seeing it in practice. Maybe it's the line that I drew isn't great. Let's try this instead. Hater is asking about the font. Well, this has been modified, so. But it, if you look up Brandon Nickerson, I think it's one of his fonts. Is what I'm using right now as the base. And just kind of modifying. I don't know why I'm still playing with this idea. I keep wanting to make it work. I think I'm just hoping that I'm going to see something that I can play with, but I'm not really feeling it. Actually, I shouldn't delete anything. I should leave it for now. It might be cool to see. Ooh, hello. Missed that letter. To see this in light over. I mean, that looks really cool. Again, I don't really know if there's a way to get just like interesting negative space. Alright, Samson. Sam's gonna join us. Like, what are the pieces that I need to build to make this letter in this space? I don't know where he went. Unicorn says, I hear some tippy toes. I don't know where he went. Oh, he went back to bed. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's already like 5:30. Alright, so we got that shape. Maybe it combines with this to make a P. I feel like that's maybe a little bit too much. And this is kind of an interesting shape in and of itself. The duplicates again. Oh my gosh. Come on. These are not quite aligned. Come on. What you doing? Oh my gosh. This is reminding me of something, so it probably already is a thing, and I just don't recognize right now. Bliss is here. Hey Bliss, how's it going? We're just here trying to sort this out. New branding project going on. I mean, that seems kind of boring to me. I don't know. I don't know, it's sort of like it's on stairs. I don't think that's really getting the point across. Let's try something else. I mean, I don't know. It's an interesting idea. I don't think it works, though. Unfortunately. Sorry, I'm just catching up on the chat. Looks like Odari's here. Odari, I was just mentioning that, earlier that you had no power. And so you weren't streaming today, but that Umacorn was streaming earlier. Umacorn, Bliss, and Odari are all streamers here on Behance, so be sure to follow them. Gareth as well. So, Bliss says, we had snow today, flurries, nothing that stuck. We had snow, quite a bit of it, but it's been melting over the course of the day, so. I'm so glad you have power again, though, Odari. It sounds like you've had a rough couple of days. Let's say like a vintage 1920s kind of feel. Yeah, let me zoom out. We're working on this coffee brand, and this is So this is gonna be a coffee brand. The name's gonna be Peristyle. Peristyle is like a inner courtyard. So like if you ever seen one of those buildings that has like a building, you know, the building's all on all four sides and there's like an open space in the center. That's what this would be like, and it's surrounded by columns. So it's like a fancy courtyard garden kind of area. So that's the name that was chosen. So we're kind of leaning into that idea. You can kind of see an overview. This is the mood board that I put together based on conversations I had with them about the brand traits, and I pulled a huge variety of sort of ideas for them to kind of look at, and along with some packaging, because we're doing some packaging stuff too. And we started playing with fonts that I thought kind of aligned with the things that they gravitated towards, and some colors. And we worked our way on through. Then I was starting to play with some ideas here. I really liked this font, and I kind of merged it with the font that they really liked to kind of come up with this kind of a thing, which I think kind of mirrors the column look. And then I had pulled these colors, but my monitor over here was not well color calibrated, so I ended up editing them quite significantly, and it's kind of like updated around here. I don't need that font anymore. I'm actually just going to pull all of this out and leave this be only fonts, I think, and colors for the time being. And then for today, I was just playing with imagery, like what this could be. They really like this, what they've described as antique futurism. Odari, you've probably seen or know about Foundation. They really like Foundation. They sent me some references from 2001 Space Odyssey. So kind of like this, I keep describing it as like an offshoot of retrofuturism, kind of like sci-fi, but not like in the typical sense of like retro sci-fi. It's a little bit like more hard to describe, just kind of like a feel. And they really gravitate towards this font in particular, which kind of captures that feel. I don't like that. I'm gonna switch it back. Oh, they still also do like this. I'm wondering if there's a way that I can modify this to make it a little less playful, but Gareth saying hello, tomorrow's a new show on Apple TV that is classed as retrofuturism. I don't know that I've heard of that. Hello. Yeah, that's more like what I was saying. It's more like what you typically think of, at least from the imagery that I'm looking at when I do like a quick search. That's sort of like traditionally what comes to mind. This is like a little bit different. Bliss says which the term retrofuturism is funny when you really think about it. Oh yeah, because it's like we're talking about essentially like retro sci-fi, but yeah, this is where we're at. This is an overview. This is where I'm at, and I'm kind of struggling because so we're playing with these columns ideas. I think we're gonna go with something that's again it's gonna have to be architectural and geometric, so not a lot of organic shapes. Trying to capture this ambiguous thing. I really like how like this stuff, even this. I don't know if they'll go for it, but I feel like it kind of works. I don't know how it works with the font though. I don't know if they'll go for it either. And then this idea is interesting, but I don't know if it's working either. Playing with blends. Just as I kind of get a Tron vibe from it. Yeah, that's kind of what we're going for. Let's pull this over here. My messy artboards. I'm just gonna release that. Actually, I'm gonna leave that. What does this look like with? Something like that. Not sure. I'm running out of room on this artboard. Release that. I don't think the middle section isn't working for me. What if we just do like something like this? That's interesting. I wonder why the fill is kind of overruling the line. Like, it just very quickly dissipates. Kind of annoying when it does that. It already thinks this is cool. I don't know. I kind of like it as like, I don't know. My initial thought was like, how can we make this more interesting? Like, is there a way we can make this more interesting? Maybe. I don't know. Now it's looking very unrecognizable. I just want this to be like a perfect square, even though it's not meant to be. Oh, there's Sam. Whining. What's the matter, Sammy? I don't know. Come here. You wanna come say hi? Come here. Hi. Oh, you wanna say hi to everybody? Come here. Hold on. Come here. He just went to bed. I was calling you over here. You want to say hi? No, okay. Sam doesn't want to say hi. Nope. He's done. He says, not interested. I have to get off of this blend idea. I'm so stuck on it, you guys. I can't make anything else. I'm just blending different things. I don't even know what's happening anymore. Wow, that turned out really weird. Not what I envisioned. Is the PS idea worth exploring? I guess I have to kind of ask them if that's what they intended with the name. You know what I mean? Let's try something. Oh, it's a compound path. That's annoying. Okay. I have no idea what I managed to do here. Okay. I don't know what's happening. I'm just gonna grab this shape again. How? Okay, I think I've got it. Of course, they don't fit together, so that's annoying. I wish they did. Let's see. I feel like that just looks kind of ridiculous. I do like the idea of pulling the letter down, but I don't think that's it. My gosh, every time. I don't like that. Welcome, Jeremy. That's an interesting idea, but it doesn't really work for legibility. And I'm also using a blend again. Jeremy is asking what I'm doing. I'm just exploring ideas for this brand. I was just kind of getting started with this project. Obviously we have the brand traits here. This is what we've discussed so far with the client. So I just kind of wrote down some brand traits. Came up with some mood boards that I sent along to them that I kind of thought captured what they were after. Pulled some font ideas, some choices, and some colors. The name of this is Peristyle. It's a coffee brand. Or it will be, and then we kind of worked through some things already with the client, kind of narrowed it down to like this here for the time being, but I'm just playing with imagery ideas to kind of like pair with this, trying to like find a nice I don't know, something that kind of captures the spirit that they're after. It's very like the references, in terms of like direction, the references I have are 2001: Space Odyssey and Foundation, and they're referring to it as antique futurism. That's where we're at. I mean, Peristyle is kind of like an, if you don't know what that is, it's kind of like an inner courtyard. It's kind of like a dated architectural concept, having like an inner garden surrounded by walls and surrounded by columns, which is sort of what we were trying to like encapsulate with some of these shapes, kind of utilizing negative space. I tend to work in one color, black and white, when I start working on something like this, because I think it's important to have ensure that things are gonna hold up and be legible. Like your brand is gonna hold up, you know, in one color. So yeah, we're just been playing with ideas, trying to find something that works. Not really sure that I have landed on that today, but we are at the end of the stream. I stream from 4 to 6 Eastern Standard Time every weekend day. Saturday and Sunday on Behance. So we've been doing this for 2 hours trying to come up with some imagery. I don't know how successful we've been, but it was certainly nice. I mean, that's something that's important. Sometimes it's just a matter of getting things out and seeing what they look like, so you can decide whether or not they're worthwhile to pursue. There's some here that I think could be an interesting direction. I'm still really drawn to the first things that I made. Isn't that always how it happens? These to me are really interesting. This is also really interesting, but I feel like it might be too busy. This is really interesting, and I could see it kind of working with some refinement. I don't think either of these are really working. That's just kind of meh. This isn't really working either, so I don't know. I need to kind of think about this some more. I'll probably work on this a little bit tomorrow before the stream. And also plan on working on this on the stream, so I'll think about it some more, and see if I can kind of get it moving in a direction. But yeah, if we just kind of look at this in isolation, this is the preferred font, and some of the color options they like. They really like the blue. They really like. Seems to be a mix of like either this kind of like sapphire, I think Megan called it blue, or this kind of accent red here. So I don't know. I can definitely see this working really in any of these colors. I think this stands the strongest to, honestly, when it's over a dark background. To me it looks really striking, or maybe it's just because I've been looking at it for so long. You really get the... Every time I select this, I miss selecting the Y. Boop, boop. Alright. I don't know. I think it's really striking over black. There's some problem areas, like the Y and the L are a little bit problematic. I might need to do some adjustments there, but again, also important to just kind of look at things on darker and lighter backgrounds to see how it looks. Honestly, this could look kind of cool, like just really long. I don't know. There we are. RB is joining at the last minute. RB, I'm about to sign off, so unfortunately that's going to be it for the stream for today. But yeah, thank you so much. I also grabbed some color books, thinking I might look at this for some color inspiration, but I don't actually think I need to. I don't know, if anything kind of strikes my fancy, I'll throw it in there, but these color books are super cool, and I've wanted to utilize them, but I haven't really had the opportunity to yet. So yeah. Oliver saying, thanks Jack. Thank you all for hanging out with me and keeping me accountable. I'm admittedly have a little bit behind on this project because I have been so busy with work, like crazy busy at work. So, here's some examples. This, I don't know. Can't really see them because they're keying out. They're just like different color inspiration from this Japanese printer that are really interesting to me. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me for today. Megan's still lurking in the background. How's it going, Megan? I'll be back tomorrow, 4 to 6 p.m. working on the same thing. Hopefully I'll clean some of this up and be ready to move in a direction, or explore new things. You never know. So yeah, thank you for holding me accountable so I can get caught up on this project and helping me while I stream. I'm scrolling up to make sure I didn't miss any comments. RB says, sorry Jack, was actually busy working. No worries. I feel like everybody has been busy lately. It's been chaotic. Absolutely chaotic. I know that Wade too has been like super busy. Wait, I feel like there was a stretch of time where Wade wasn't even able to like stream during the week, but he was so busy. It's been chaotic. It's been a chaotic start to the year, I will say. So yeah, everybody's been busy, and so Megan saying, you are my lovely background noise this afternoon. Well, I'm glad you think my talking is lovely. I will take that as a compliment, Megan. Let me go through the line and down the line here and thank everybody. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. Avatar, Bliss, Corey, Den, Gareth, Jeremy, Hyder, Joshua. I always have to skip my name and it's always awkward. Lewis, Megan, Morthy, Nick, Odari, Oliver, RB, Sean, and Umacorn. Be sure to go follow all the streamers that were hanging out in the chat. We had a bunch of people today. Umacorn, Sean, Odari, and Bliss. Odari, Bliss, Nick, and Corey's info is in the description of the video if you want to go check out what they're working on, the Mod Squad. I've got links to all of the cool stuff that they're doing. Bliss and Odari are both streamers here on Behance. Garrett's also a streamer. Umacorn, I think I mentioned. RB also streams on Discord, so. Megan's saying, yes, it is. Do it. I don't know what the do it is in response to, but, yeah. Odari says, I'll be here tomorrow as long as power holds up. Yay! I'm glad your power is back, Odari. I was getting a little nervous for you having no power with the temperatures being so cold for 3 days, but I'm glad you've got it all sorted out now, so. Alright, that's gonna be it for me. I'm gonna mentally check out of this project. Always important to step away from your work, so you don't get too in the weeds of it while you're working. But I will see you all tomorrow, and if I don't see you all tomorrow, I hope you have a great rest of the week. Bliss says, wow. Wow, what? What? Is that good or bad? Megan saying hi. Do it is in response to taking it as a compliment. Oh, okay. Bliss is saying, I didn't know your power was out, Dari. I'm glad it's back up. Yes, yeah. Crazy. Crazy. Unfortunately, we did not lose power, but I don't think we got hit as bad as you did, Odari. Odari's farther north than I am, so I think that a little bit more north got hit a little bit worse, so. Anyways, I'm glad you're back. I'll be looking forward to your stream tomorrow if you get a chance to, Odari. Sarah Mapes will also be streaming tomorrow, so it'll be the full Sunday lineup, if that's the case. Alright, I'm gonna hop out. I hope you guys have a great weekend. If I don't see you before then, and a great start to your week. Bye, everyone.